Hello and welcome to MotorCult episode 57, the Halloween special. I'm Eric Berger, joined as always by Ryan Sednitsky.
The Halloween Spooktacular.
Spooktacular special. We also have Jana.
Hello.
And Corey.
It's Janice here at Holiday.
It is.
Which is great. Anyway, beer.
Yes.
Ryan's drinking a Pepsi beer.
Yes.
I'm drinking a Silver Bullet in a very unorthodox container, which is a Michael's 128-ounce wine glass, as you can see on the video stream. It's very fine. Corey's drinking a Warsteiner Oktoberfest. Jen is drinking a Sody Pop.
Yep.
All right, let's move right into the first article here.
Yes.
And I'm going to let Jana start this one, actually, because it's best hearses, but I'll pull up your link first, because I think it's better than mine.
So I found this. I'm avid member of Obscure Cars for Sale on Facebook.
Oh, my.
And I saw this pop up a couple months ago, and it has not left my mind. It is a 1982 Airstream party bus / funeral coach. It gets, there was only 32 made from 1981 to 1991.
That's a hell of a run.
Yeah, right?
Why.
This is a 1982. It is said to make 10 to 12 mpg.
That's pretty
It
good.
fits 14 people. It has enough space for a casket and 20 flower
A
arrangements.
side-loading casket.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you can fit the casket and like 20 floral arrangements. Apparently,
Wow.
you can get this custom made. It
Could or can? Could or can?
could.
Aw.
And they also mention you can lease this out, or for other uses like weddings or basketball teams, and they're like, don't worry, the casket is separate.
Why were these not more popular?
I don't know.
Yeah, people were dying to get into them.
I like that this Craigslist post has a screenshot of a text message to Airstream asking
Yes.
how rare it is.
Yeah. So hopefully I can talk to this guy and talk to Airstream, because I really want to find out more, because it's just like they wanted to revolutionize the funeral industry by having something practical, but I think the reason why hearses are so popular is that only the driver needs to be in the vehicle.
Yeah, and the dead body, obviously.
Yeah, but
Oh
and
shit,
so,
I forgot something. Oh, damn it.
but yeah, so they're just saying that this can cut down on traffic, so the funeral processions, sorry.
I like the profession. Funeral is my profession, thank you very much.
Right, but they can just, the whole family,
Yeah.
only 14 people, so.
Well, yeah, so you
But,
can't celebrate my death if you're number 15.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Drive
So,
yourself.
but yeah, it's great from the church to the grave, and it's just. I highly suggest we put this on the MotorCult blog, because reading through the advertising material is hilarious. It's very. If this was reprinted today, I don't think anybody would take it seriously.
Probably
Because
not.
it's very 80s worded.
Yeah, even the typography is very...
Yeah.
I'll pull it
They're
up
saying
here.
the funeral homes, the directors could use it for personal purposes, which I was wondering what that would be.
Necrophilia.
Necrophilia, embezzlement,
Yeah, so they're just
activation.
Necrobesment.
so they understand that not enough people are gonna want it as a funeral coach, but so they're really trying to sell the party bus, but they're also you can fit a dead body in it. So it's just, I think this needs to be MotorCult's next vehicle.
You want to think?
No, Suzuki's Kazashi
Yeah.
manual.
Why was one of these not used at Weekend at Bernie's?
I don't know.
Well,
I think it's because there were so few made.
That was the biggest marketing faux pas I've ever heard of in my life. They should have totally done that.
that's what I was thinking.
Like,
When I first
it's a movie
And
about-
I said, what about a weekend at Bernie's?
It
Oh,
literally.
wait, that's not right,
yeah,
is it?
no, it's Breakfast at Tiffany's, dingus.
I know.
But anyway, no, it would have been like a perfect marketing stunt because that's about
Yeah.
partying with a dead guy.
Darn
And
you.
what
Yeah.
is this? This is for partying with dead guys.
And
like-
also possibly a what was that word?
Necrophilia?
No, the one next with
okay, what was that?
necrobezelant.
Necrobezzling.
But you
Necrobezzling.
gotta say bezmelant, not
Yeah.
bezelment.
Bezmelant.
Necrobezelant.
But yeah, so like when I first saw this, I thought somebody had just created this, like their buddy died and they wanted to take him cross country. And then seeing that it was a real thing, I was like, oh my God.
Can we prop him up like a puppet?
Right. Because like, I know my grandpa took like, him and his buddy took another dead buddy around the, I'm sorry, I hit
Please
my microphone.
microphone.
Okay.
Took their buddy like around the country, and I was like, what the fuck did people do back then? Like they're
They
just
like to party apparently.
they're just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna bring
It's the monster mash.
family across the country. Let's just bring him.
Like-
So if you need to bring dead people,
Is the
cross
dead
country-
people cavern refrigerated?
I don't know.
I kind of doubt it. If it was, you could definitely bring him along.
I like to
Yeah.
imagine the whole time you're driving, it's like that Six Flags song.
Yeah, well, you would assume that it's probably cooler, but they're also already embalmed, so they're meant to be out in the open at this point.
I guess.
Or you can just have several cremated bodies.
There we go.
Yeah, this is what plays when you hear it coming.
This is that guy from those Six Flags commercials. This is the vehicle he's to be driven to the funeral in when he finally dies.
I'm just limiting these clips to 9 seconds so we don't get flagged.
Good idea.
This needs to be playing on a loop in that airstream.
As they're like dancing the dead body around.
Yes. So if you need a party bus and you need to haul around dead bodies, you can
It would be the ideal Halloween party bus
exactly
for
and
tonight, or not tonight. Yes, for tonight,
for
because
tonight.
it's Halloween today.
Yes, it's Halloween until Wednesday,
Yes.
and probably a few days after. If
But
you're
today is Wednesday.
celebrating Day of the Dead, it is. You have
Yep.
2 more days.
No, I mean this episode goes live on Halloween. So
I know you've got 2 more days. You've got Day of the Dead. It's 2 days.
Halloween is not a single day.
Well,
No.
Halloween is, but
Halloween is,
the
but
Mexican
Day
Day
of
of
the
the
Dead
Dead
is
is 2 days.
Well, I didn't know that.
The first day
Haven't you ever
is
seen
for
Coco?
dumb
What's
as-
wrong with you?
the
No.
first
You're
day is-
uncultured.
I know.
The first day is for children, and then the second day is for everyone else.
Is it All Hallows Eve?
No, that's the day. That's the 31st. The first
Okay,
and second.
good. Sorry.
But
I'm
yeah,
learning.
So to tour all of your Halloween parties and Day of the Dead rituals, or whatever. I'm not an expert on it. I just casually know some people who celebrate Day of the Dead. So just or for next year.
Well, I mean, the guy's clearly a crack pipe because he's asking 48 grand for this ancient airstream.
Yes.
I don't know, man. Like, you can get a really good Vanagon. Like, probably the best Vanagon in the world is like a $30,000 vehicle.
Yeah.
Like, they're 18
And you
for
could
something.
definitely put a casket in that if you're motivated.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if this is in good of condition as he says it's in, like 48 might be worth it, you know?
But yeah,
'cause
this
you gotta
is
store
in
this stupid
No,
shit.
no, you're right. It's stupid, but at the same time, who on earth would pay, $30,000 for a Vanagon camper? We can get the Toyota version that's more reliable for less than half the price.
There are a lot of really dumb people out there.
But yeah, so
I,
this is
I think it's just one of those things we don't understand that part of the culture. Sorry, honey. Sorry.
So this is located in Santa Cruz, so you can definitely, it's in a prime location to go all the way across the country.
I have a friend that bought a 1983 non-funeral version of this, an Airstream. He and one of the people he went with had like the AAA Premier with RV coverage. They used every one of both of their toes to get it home
That's
Oh.
hilarious.
because it broke down that many times. So don't buy this. That's
Well,
all I'm getting at.
I mean, you can, but don't expect it to be reliable.
What if
Just
the
don't
funeral
buy it.
version's better?
If you're gonna buy this for $48,000, make sure you have another 120 or so in the bank for repairs on the way home. That's all I always tell people. Somebody
Useful MotorCult consumer advice. If you're going to buy an early 80s Airstream, just make sure you got at least 120 grand in the bank for repairs.
Exactly. People buy Vanagons at work all the time, right? Say that they want to, and they're gonna drive it back. Like, well, how long do you have? They go, well, it's a 2-day drive, so I'm going to take 3 days off in case something happens. I'm like, take a month. And they're like, serious? I'm like, yeah, seriously. Like, anything breaks on this, you're in the middle of nowhere, you're going to be waiting a month for a part. Also, how much is this van? 10 grand? Well, the going price for these vans is closer to 20. So you probably want to bring our 30 with you.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
you're going to need it.
There's no such thing as a cheap van again.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a cheap van, and there are no cheap campers.
All right, so, I mean, this thing looks pretty rad, but I don't think I'd want to own it.
I think I would just for funsies. I mean, how else am I gonna carry around my specimens?
Actually, for somebody like you, that makes sense.
I mean, okay, that's unorthodox, but good.
You forget, she's a archaeologist.
I do not forget that, actually. All right, I want to move on to my link then, which
Yes,
is
I'm really excited about this one.
25 great hearses for your final ride. That's actually like a mediocre article, but it's got some cool stuff in it.
Yeah.
And like
The REO funeral hearse is pretty dope.
I know. So that thing, it's got to be what, 1915, 1919?
Yeah.
Maybe your early 20s.
Early
yeah.
20s? But
Maybe.
you're probably right. I mean, look at the size of the glass on it.
Well, did you notice how it's kind of is that curved?
Yeah.
Is it?
No.
That can't possibly be
No,
curved.
curved
There's
glass
no
didn't
curve.
come around
Yeah, I
until
know.
very recently. But anyway, yeah, so just picture like a Model A that's been completely encapsulated in like ionic columns.
Well, it's
small
not Model
ones.
A. It's
I know,
REO.
but I'm just telling
Yeah.
people
Okay.
like picture it in your mind like an early 1920s larger.
Pre-war.
It's like it's got fake little columns in it, and then it's got plate glass. So
Those columns are
it's like-
structural.
That is what they are structural. Yes, you're right.
Those
It's like
are
it's
real
like a
columns.
1921 Pope Mobile. There you go.
Yes.
That's exactly what it looks
Boom.
like, but when the Pope finally dies.
It's a double feature. Second one is a Jaguar XK
Ugly,
hearse.
continuing on. That is disgusting and horrible.
Pretty
needs to die.
sure that never actually came to fruition.
Thank God. I hope not.
Venetian water hearse. So if you live in Venice, obviously no roads.
You need
It
a
looks
boat.
like it looks like a woody boat from the 60s, painted blue with a pickup topper on the back.
This is now boating cult.
Boat cult.
Boat cult.
And this one is one of my favorites.
Yes. And
Citroën DS.
it's got the active headlights.
It does, because it's a Euro car, because it's not stupid and American. There's a bunch of renderings here. I don't even know if I want to cover like the motorcycle one. That one's clearly
That
not
one's
a thing.
dumb. I don't care.
Yeah, but look at this.
The hot rod hearse is
Old
kind of
school
cool.
hot rod hearse. It's got the triple carbs up front.
That's
like,
most
tractor
definitely,
tires
yeah,
on the
that's like
back.
just a tractor with a hearse on the end of it.
Yeah, I
We're
don't- I
pretty
don't really
sure
know what's going
Jesus
on
didn't
there.
build this hot rod, but
Rendering. Barbie's dream hearse. I don't get this one at all. It's just like a
they
Cadillac
just
hearse.
No, I-
slapped Barbie's dream house on it.
That's really stupid.
And is like being presented by like a goth lady.
So what about this this channeled purple GTO hearse
I'm pretty
with the
sure I've
blown big
seen
block
That's a
in it?
Cadillac, homie.
Whatever. I don't know.
I feel like I've seen this in
Oh.
real life.
Yeah, I think we have two, but I don't. It doesn't do anything for me. That's cool. The coffin car.
Coffin car.
Yeah, it's a coffin with a small block Chevy in it.
Yep.
So
That's
we put
cool.
do we just put a cinder block on the gas pedal and the dead body in the seat?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's how it works.
That's how you die. And this one, oh yeah, the coach
The coach
hearse.
hearse. It
This
was
is, I don't know how to describe it. It's
when-
it's the color of marble.
that is
It looks like the Magic Pumpkin car from.
With-
Uh,
when
Yeah, it says-
Cinderella's fairy godmother dies. So that'll be
Yeah.
her final red.
it's like that mixed with a Zephyr.
Yes.
I saw one of these.
The pagoda.
These are what Japanese hearses actually look like, just regularly.
Oh my god! But not built on Lincolns, I'm guessing.
No, they're not built off Lincoln. So I almost purchased one. It's based off a Toyota Crown.
That would have been cool.
It was like
And not at all aerodynamic.
no, it was like $7,000. I thought that'd be a really hilarious drift car.
It'd be like the Drift-a-lac, but even better.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. That's almost bought it. Like it was like right before I moved out of my parents' house. I saw it. I'm like, oh my god, I want that.
The
I will totally live with
Argentinian
my parents till I'm
hearse?
30 to get that.
Can you
Oh, I thought you were
scroll
gonna live
back-
in the hearse.
Can you
That'd
scroll
be
back
better.
up to the Argentinian hearse? This is what happened. This reminds me of the plague. Like this is what.
That's
I
they-
should
that's
probably slow
really
down
rad.
because-
Yeah.
I don't think the stream is even caught up. There's so much encoding happening. There's like an encoder overload. Consider turning down your video settings.
Yeah,
Nah.
this Argentinian hearse looks like a
Argentinian.
It looks like a mushroom dome on top of like an old Phaeton.
All right, so if anybody's ever seen like Eastern European Orthodox church, you put one of those domes and you put that onto like a 1930s Mercedes double Phaeton, and that's what you get. It's very cool. All right, continue on, Burger.
Oh, sorry. Argentinian hearse, that's finally gone. Hearse camper,
That
that
doesn't
one's
do
dumb.
anything. It's stupid.
Triumph hearse. I mean, it's a sidecar that's got an abnormally large sidecar.
I'm into it.
That's
that
fine.
bicycle's stupid.
Yep. Cathedral hearse.
I've
This
seen-
one's
This
one of my
one.
favorite.
I think that was for. I think one of those was for sale on
It's got a
BAT
nice-
a few years ago.
A nice combination of Art Deco
Yep.
and Gothic.
Yes.
Yes.
Very Gothic.
This is what I want my house to look like.
But it, well, good luck. I mean, you're gonna have to fight modernist
I know.
Jew.
This
It's
is
gonna
true.
be a weird combination.
It's gonna
of
be like glass
modernism and-
block windows shaped like that.
Yeah.
Glass bricks, windows like that.
They'll be
Lots
like
of
a
No,
clear.
tubular-
seriously, it's gonna be like pointy windows, Gothic windows made out of glass block, painted white.
Actually, what's gonna do? It's probably just be that, but on the inside, it's gonna have neon lights and like white carpeting all over it.
Oh man,
There's
yes.
just gonna be a
So good.
clear divide in between who decides what portion of our house.
I think each room is gonna be like a very
It's gonna be a disaster.
no resale
It's gonna
value.
be awful.
Handmade hearse looks a lot like the Venetian, or not the
Yes.
Venetian one, but
That's not even a hearse.
Argentinian?
That 1 second. That's a backhoe with a dead body in it. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
JCB construction hearse. I agree. Hopefully they worked for JCB or something.
It's just some random.
I'm like,
man.
oh, you died on the job. We're gonna bring him to the grave in one of these fibers.
Drag racing hearse. Scroll down.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, that whatever. It's a funny car. Who cares?
I like that.
I do too.
I don't know. It's not a real thing.
Oh
What
my
about
God.
the Gothic estate hearse?
I want
Oh
that.
my
That is
That looks like
so cool.
It looks like a Fury Road prop car.
Or like Tim
it does.
Burton's personal vehicle.
It's at Burning Man. So is that.
Oh my goodness.
That makes a lot more sense.
You know what that looks like?
I really like the aesthetic. Actually.
No,
Yeah.
that house. It looks like Mord House, the house that Deathclock lives in Medlocalypse.
Yeah.
There is an
It's
Adobe
beautiful.
earthen house that was made in like the early 20s or something in Italy that looks a lot like this too. I wish I remembered more about my. Oh wow,
No, go
Fun-
away.
Funker hearse. It's got like bat wings on it.
That's interesting. They could have put the bat wings lower, and then I would have maybe been nice.
Anyway, that's my crappy article. I was just trying to play into the Halloween thing.
Yeah.
Well, with my Halloween thing,
What is your Halloween thing?
it's pre-war. And not only is it pre-war, it's pre-war.
I'm glad that the nipple on the bell stuck down. It didn't want to be
Each time
pressed
I had
again.
to do it each time. Can you bring up for the viewers a picture of the
Yes.
1910 Graf and Stift double Phaeton car, a touring car?
Boom.
That car is the car that was driven by Archduke Franz Ferdinand, who is
Sounds like a charming fellow.
in addition to being a fantastic Scottish indie rock band, he also he was also the catalyst for World War One. Funny enough, actually, I found out that the license plate on his car was A11118A.
A11118A?
Yeah. Now
Is
you
that
have
a
to,
palindrome?
well, Armistice Day is November 11th, 1918. That's when World War One ended. Clever.
Okay, that's fine. It's so old. It's so pre-war.
But no, I thought this was a very spooky car. The actual car is on display at Austria's Herrengeschichtlichen Museum in Vienna.
What was that, Ryan? Sorry, I missed it.
Herrengeschichtlichen
Oh,
Museum. I misspell this for you?
I
So
don't think it was recording. You might want to just to make sure.
I'm just gonna spell this for you.
I think that's just pronounced
Herrengeschichtlichess.
Glockenspiel.
Yeah. I mean, I was not lying. Jan, try and pronounce that.
There's too many letters.
It's
I wish it was on the screen so I could give it a go, but
here.
it's not.
Type this out. This is one word. I'm not lying.
Okay.
All right. HERESGESCHICHTLICHES. Yeah, right there. It came up.
Heeresgeschlechtes?
Yeah, Heeresgeschlechtes.
I'm gonna type that into the Googles, the Gargler. Oh, okay. So it is a museum.
It is a real museum.
I want the Wikipedia so I can see the pronunciation key.
I'd like to buy a vowel, please.
Yeah,
I'd like to buy 17 consonants.
yeah. That's more what the issue is. You have all the vowels. You have every single E ever put into writing.
German. Heeresgeschlechtes.
Military History Institute.
Oh, wow. 1869. It just sounds so angry.
Yeah, that's a great name.
Directed by Christian Ortner.
Yes. All right. So, apparently, the actual Graf-and-Stift double Phaeton that was driven by.
I like how they call it a double Phaeton. Like, it's not a Phaeton, it's a double Phaeton.
Yeah, it is a double Phaeton. There's actually a difference.
I got a
between the two.
triple.
You're not gay, you're double gay, mate.
Do you know the difference between a
Lit.
Phaeton and a double Phaeton?
I do not, Ryan.
So a single Phaeton is a convertible top with one windshield. A double Phaeton is a single long convertible top with two windshields.
Like a split center windshield, or like
There should be a center
upper
wind.
and a lower.
There's gonna be you can have a second windshield that goes behind where that driver's seat is.
I don't like old cars.
Okay. So anyway, no, this is the car's actually the actual one is driven by the chauffeur for Franz Ferdinand, and no, it's actually a very of the era car. It really there's a reason you don't see these around anymore. They did nothing special. It was 8 liters and 35 horsepower, pretty, par for the course for 1910. So it was like a 1910 version of like a Mercedes C-Class, I guess. Which it seems like a weird car for like one of the most pivotal events of the 20th century to ever happen in, because it's just such a boring whatever car.
There are probably worse choices available.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like much of a statesman car. Like it just wasn't that special.
I just want to know how this thing is spooky.
Well, that name is spooky. Also, I think it's mostly that license plate that I thought was kind of spooky.
And just
I never knew
black
that.
and white photos.
Well, no, all right. So it's more the license plate of the actual car, and that the actual car is there, and nobody ever talks about this car. And I've always wondered about it, and now I found out myself. It is just telling Corey, it's kind of a boring car. It's not anything special. It was like
Did you, Ryan Sinitsky, just call a pre-war vehicle boring?
yeah, no, it's like the 1910 version of like
A first on MotorCult.
yeah, no, it's like a 1910 version of a Mercedes C-Class. Like, who cares?
Is it rusty? Like
Now-
a Mercedes C-Class?
Yeah, probably.
Okay,
They didn't do
cool.
any rust proofing on it. It's been restored 3 times.
probably
It
made
still
out of
looks like
wood.
garbage. No, it's made out of metal.
Oh,
It actually still has bullet holes in it, even though they've restored it 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, they restored it. It sat around for too long. They tried to drive it, blew up the engine, restored it again. Same thing happened again, and then they finally said, "All right, no more driving it."
I do like how this image has like 2 blocked off rectangles.
Yeah, that's for the number plate and the brand. It's really weird because I'm looking at another picture of it on my screen, like in color,
Uh-huh.
and like you can definitely see the number plate, which is A11118A, which
I wish it was an anagram for like I8A4U2C. I don't know.
I ate a sandwich, and then shot the Archduke of Serbia,
How
and
How long
then
is this number plate?
I jumped into a very shallow river and drowned myself in 6 inches of water.
Happy Halloween.
Gabriel Principe, ooh, spooky. It wasn't that spooky. I just used-
mention some cars and some Halloween cult
Yes, you should. I just wanted to talk about that
Yes.
car because it gave me an excuse to talk about pre-war.
Of course. So I had put them underneath the hearse. The IMBD one is for Beetlejuice,
Okay.
and it's a very classic
I am the CDD.
1977 Volvo 245DL.
God, that's an early one.
And anyone
Imagine the erection that Andrew Rossi has right now over
Oh.
that car.
Yeah. Basically, the story of this car in the movie is that this couple drives off a bridge in it.
On accident.
On
Trying to
accident.
avoid a dog.
Yeah, they're avoiding.
At least they didn't do a backflip.
Yeah, and so this is the vehicle they died in before they were stuck to haunt their own house. Which I was very sad when I saw this plummet into a river.
Yeah, Jana was actually, that was the most horrified I've ever seen her during a
Yeah.
Tim Burton movie. It was when that dog moved off that plank of wood and that car fell in the water.
It's so clean.
Yeah, I know. That was a horrible thing. I kind of want to get a yellow 245 DL.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that'll be my
Oh,
child.
there it is in the river.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll be my child hauling car. Would be a 245 DL. Like that was a totally survivable car
Oh,
accident
totally.
too.
That would have been fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
I think
Seats were buckled.
I think that's the joke of it is like they would have been fine.
They told there's no reason they should have died. It was a freak accident. They died, and everything was done incorrectly. That seems like
Spoiler alert, I've never seen whatever this movie is.
The Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. You've never seen Beetlejuice?
No, did they make it on
Oh
Laserdisc?
wait.
Yes.
We can't say
probably
it
have it
so
then.
many times. Otherwise,
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice,
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. See, nothing's happening.
that we know of.
I think Corey's now a newt.
I've never seen it.
Corey's too young for this.
Yeah, this movie turned 30 years old this year.
That's older than me.
Yeah.
So this movie is 1988?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Hey, who called for a dead guy?
Oh, okay. Ryan's trying to.
E3
make a
spark
Beetlejuice.
plugs?
Yeah. So this is just a really shitty article, but it's the Munsters.
Yeah, that
Coach
car's awesome.
Versus the Addams Family Packard.
Okay.
And
Was
so-
that a Packard? Oh wait, no, the Adams Family had a Packard. Yeah.
Yeah.
The, yeah, the Monsters had a way spookier car.
Yeah, I think the reason why the Addams Family isn't like super spooky is that they're really just a basic family that's hella goths.
Well, they also didn't have George Barris build them a custom
Yeah.
hot rod, so
Yeah.
which was way cooler.
so
Look
yeah.
how awesome that thing is. Engine sticking out of the hood and everything. Driven by Frankenstein.
They make a lion Pusheen.
They do.
I didn't know that.
There's a lot more pushing. Should I just send you a picture
I
of
went
every
to-
pushing I find?
This is off topic. I went to It's Sugar the other day on
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I asked him, like, oh, yeah, that's an exclusive for It's Sugar. Like, it's made by Gund, licensed, and only sold to the store It's Sugar. And they were out of them, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, I hope they get those back again for the holidays. I need to buy one. Damn
Yeah.
it.
You should request one and be
Well,
like,
I don't know how to do that.
go to the store and
The
be
dude,
like,
this was late. Like, there was like 5 minutes from close, and the
Oh.
dude, like, blazed.
okay, so I will go into
So
the
it could have just been
store
totally wrong too.
Yeah.
and been like, I'm requesting this.
If you do, I will absolutely buy one. I will pay for it. It's
Yeah.
not- I will. And we need a MotorCult machine.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
exactly.
I've already blown so much money on this podcast. What's a little more?
Exactly.
Perfect. Anyway, sorry. Back to topic.
But yeah,
So the Munster Coach definitely wins over.
Yeah,
the
yeah, by
Packard.
far. That's actually probably the coolest Halloween car
Yeah, I
ever.
It's
thought-
got like curtains in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
Well, I was
70s
trying
boogie
to-
van.
I was trying to find some cars from, the 90s Addams Family movie.
those are Duesenbergs.
No, they have Packards.
Oh, do they? Okay.
But they also had, I looked briefly, they had a Messerschmitt in it.
Yes, cousin It drove a
Yeah.
Messerschmitt.
What kind of Messerschmitt?
The
The little guy?
yeah,
three
the
Adorable.
the
It had a model number.
312 or whatever,
I don't know.
something like that. Yeah,
I
like
love
the
how this is.
Messerschmitt.
This article is from E3 Spark Plugs, which is a terrible company.
That's
Those
hilarious.
are garbage spark
They
plugs.
are so bad.
It's just the worst spark plugs ever.
I don't know. Bosch Platinum 4s are right up there. We should actually do an episode. of
Like
Spark
what?
Plugs.
What is the worst spark plug? The Bosch Platinum 4 is
So
very bad. And then the E3 is really bad. You know, yeah, I'll do that as
We'll do a
interesting.
segment or something.
I'll do
yeah.
the interesting engineering today for the Bosch Plus 4.
Spork plugs.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we'll have time for an interesting engineering today because the recorder only has about 30 minutes left on it.
Oh, I guess we'll squeeze it in.
This has
Maybe.
a 1 gigabyte SD card in it, and we use it for like 7 or 8 episodes, and then I have to clean it off, but I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, we just wanted to get it done with. Anyway, the did you have any other spooky cars?
Not that I could think of on such short notice.
Do you remember the episode of Metalocalypse where Murderface, it's his birthday, and so they buy him John F. Kennedy's death Lincoln, and then they... Burger, what are you doing?
It's a kitty in a car.
Ah, come on, camera.
Focus.
That's awful. Anyway.
Ah.
Do you remember the episode of Metalocalypse where, Murderface, it's his birthday, so they
Yes.
buy him John F. Kennedy's Lincoln, and they put
Actually
Abraham Lincoln's
The theater chair.
the
he was
theater
shot
chair,
in.
and then puts into a demolition derby with a bunch of other like famous cars.
That's like to the death.
It was
Yeah,
like
to the
Elvis's
death.
car was
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
And
I think actually Archie Franz Ferdinand's graph. But anyway,
I've been distracted by a cat.
don't worry, it's only 7 minutes long.
we have
All right, you want to talk about something else spooky? I do.
yeah.
I want to talk about Mitsubishi's build quality. Ooh, and also Tesla's build quality. Who? Okay, and in short, whose build quality is spookier?
Spooky ghost.
Ectoplasm. So, okay, yeah. These are two automakers not known for their build quality, we'll say.
No, never have been, never will be. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, we've had stories of like the Tesla Model S A-pillars not being fully made.
The
We've
bumpers
seen,
falling off of Model.
like the paint
Model-
failing
yeah.
in Models 3. I think that's actually
Yeah,
right.
Model 3s and. Yeah.
Okay, but like Mitsubishi, you've
There was
got
that one I told you about, that Outlander that had the rust on it. It was like 6 months old and had like a volume knob that broke off.
yeah. So JD Power would frown upon both of these vehicles
Yeah.
in quality, but like, who actually makes
Worse
a
quality.
car that's gonna fall apart like more over like, let's say 4 or 5 years?
It's really hard to say. I think I think Tesla, all their issues
Yeah.
are initial quality issues.
Yeah, I think they're gonna stay like that way forever.
like it'll just be like it's just like you get like, your A-pillar cracks in half or something, and then that's the end of it.
Yeah, like it's
Everything
still
else is
cracked.
fine,
Right.
except for that A-pillar. Now you were never going to ever want to get into a car accident with your left front or whatever.
Yeah, just strategically avoid it.
Yeah,
It's in the back of your mind. It's fine.
Exactly.
Whereas a Mitsubishi, I think, starts off maybe a little bit better.
I think the Mitsubishi overall will age worse. The Tesla will start off worse, but age better.
Okay. I think
Whereas,
that's fair.
yeah, it's I don't know. I guess it's kind of like getting, like, would you rather get a brick of crappy Cub Foods brand whatever cheese, or
Ooh.
did you want to get a brick of like organic good cheese? But that organic good cheese doesn't have any preservatives and will begin molding in 3 days.
How big is this brick of cheese?
More than you're going to eat in a day.
But you said 3 days is when it molds. So if I could eat it in 3 days,
I guess, I guess. That's,
then yeah, I'm gonna go with the organic cheese.
Then you're gonna go ahead and get the Mitsubishi then.
Oh crap! Never mind. I want my Cub Foods block. I want my sharp cheddar.
No. So I think no, the Mitsubishi. I'm gonna have to say would probably be the worst one, just because you're gonna have like weird crap happen, like paint failure on on a brand new car.
On your
That's-
Eclipse Cross,
Yeah, or on your like,
your 5th gen Eclipse Balto.
or on your like 2008 Mitsubishi Galant that's still on a lot in 2010. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
I bet you could still buy a brand new 08 Galant if you really tried.
I'm confident. There was a guy that bought one in 2010, brand new, when I worked at Mitsubishi. Like, that was just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, even Evo 10s, when they were done with their run or whatever, like the last ones didn't get sold until 2-3 years after.
Yeah, it's because they probably wanted like crazy amounts of money for them.
Probably like the final edition or whatever they did. That's
Well,
kind of a pet peeve. Like,
well,
just keep making the dang car.
You know, the other thing is, I think like with Mitsubishi is like they have like some parts I imagine are gonna age very well, but like the stuff around it's not gonna age well.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not sure if you've ever seen like a really old like the '90s Galants. And,
Oh
like,
yeah.
they'll-
You
they'll
don't
be-
see many of them anymore.
No, but you'll have like a perfect spoiler. All the paint on the spoiler will be perfect and everything. And the trunk lid around it will be made of rust and completely gone from the earth, and the spoiler's hanging on by like one bolt. Like, that's how they're gonna age. You're gonna have one part that's like super nice, and everything else around it's gonna be horrible.
I see a lot of I mean, in East St. Paul, I see a lot of like 3rd-gen Camrys like that.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
like everything has been run into and just like smashed, and then like the driver's front door is immaculate.
Yeah, it's that one part
Just
that's perfect.
Like you could use this on a factory restoration car with no changes, and it would be perfect. And the rest of it looks like it went through the Holocaust.
that's exactly what Mitsubishi is going to age
And that's
like.
the thing. I mean, the Mitsubishi is just going to do that on its own. It's like a scratch off. You never know what you're going to get.
Your cars end up perfect. Your car's going to end up with a
All right.
perfect passenger side mirror cap.
So we're going to conclusively say that Mitsubishi has worse.
I think so.
Quality. Okay.
Because I mean, how many people have you heard of with like Teslas like just having massive issues,
Actually failing?
actual failures?
Never. Even
Yeah.
the flood cars that are rehabbed, they really don't have that kind of
Yeah.
issues.
Whereas like Mitsubishi, it's like it's Mitsubishi's their volume knobs fall off while they have 10,000 miles on them, and they begin to rust their stainless steel bumper finishes at
It's because he was like
30,000
409
miles.
stainless, which isn't actually
Not
stainless.
real stainless steel. Yeah, it's there was some questionable things I was seeing. I was working at Moore's. We had somebody that traded in a 2012, I think, Outlander. Yeah, 2012 Outlander that was like rusting quite badly in the door like seals on like the driver's side, like front and rear of that B pillar.
They're just like not painted from the factory, or what?
Well, no, they don't. They primer and clear coat the stuff you don't see.
What could go wrong?
So I think that's why Mitsubishi is gonna, not be the winner of that one.
Congratulations, Mitsubishi, on losing the Halloween Spooktacular Quality Special of 2019 or 2018, whatever. Okay, all right. Patreon topic.
Yes.
I do want to work one in, even though it's not at all
Not
Halloween related.
Halloween related.
But this one is what future or upcoming cars are you actually most excited about? Like, this can be concept, it can be things you've seen spy shots of, it can be, marks that are potentially trying to re-enter the market of the United States.
I think if Citroen, any of the French brands, want to come back to
I was just
America,
about to say Citroen or Renault, like if they're about
Yeah.
the C4 Cactus.
oh
yeah.
I'd be about that. And I think
What about the G80 M3 with the 6-speed?
no, that 2019 Corolla, still haven't seen one new. So,
Haven't seen one in person yet.
so that one I'm still waiting for. I'm excited.
The best car for millennials.
The best car period.
The
Yeah.
Aventine.
Yeah, but they're
I
not
think-
bringing it back. That's just the car I want to import.
I know, but
I
we
think
have to wait
well,
for it.
All right,
I
so
know.
that is an upcoming car for us
That's true.
to be excited about. So I'm gonna say the Aventine. I'm pretty.
I'm so excited for one of those to be in this garage.
Yes, me too.
I
I would
like-
be. You can put it right next to Jenna Jameson's Murcielago.
I moved it. Do you guys
I
notice?
saw that. Yeah.
It was really hard to get out of that because the scissor door only opens about halfway before it like touches the lift.
Ooh.
So like I opened it as far as I could and then I just like
And then you had
slithered
to,
out
like,
the side of it.
You had to like hold it in place.
Probably the most dignified exit that's ever occurred from that car is the one I just did today.
I don't know about that
It
because
sounded really good. Although it
your
had
exit or the car.
both. It had check engine light on though. I got to run
Shocking.
the code. Yeah, it hadn't before.
God, I hope that
It has a left and right check engine light.
really. Well, it's got two ECUs, right? It's got two.
I don't think
basically-
it does. I think they're cat ECUs,
Oh,
and
that's
the
fine.
car doesn't have cats, so that makes perfect sense.
That makes sense. Wait, Jenna Jameson took out her cats.
I don't know who did the Fab Speed pipes. think
I
maybe
really
the
hope
guy
it's
I bought
Jenna
it from.
Jameson.
Me
I really
too.
hope
Like if
did.
she went to Fab Speed and had cat bypasses done on that, that's pretty
I
rad.
think we should invite her on the show and
We
talk
probably
about your brother's
should,
car.
because I mean it's here
Her
anyway.
PR agent, she must be just really cheap to book these days.
I
so.
would potentially pay her airfare to get her out
Yeah,
here.
I would be okay interviewing Jenna Jameson on this. That would be very interesting.
Research.
I'm like,
Well, yeah, plot twist. She's actually a really interesting person. Like,
she might be.
you
don't
never
know.
know. It's like she gets here and she goes, "No, actually, I've been spending most of my time since I've retired, actually studying cultures in
I do
Southeast
a lot of
Asia.
instructing in car control clinics for the local car clubs.
I've taken up archaeology in my spare time." Like, what?
I'm like, oh, I see.
You do car control clinics and archaeology? Okay.
I didn't realize you were actually super smart.
Hi.
Yeah, she ends up being Janet's best friend.
That's fine.
I'd be okay with that.
Oh man.
So no, I think to give myself a little bit more of a challenge, I guess I'll have to talk about new cars. I want to say, hopefully, by some miracle, the Faraday Future actually goes somewhere.
It won't.
I know it won't.
That's already completely faded. But there's another, I think it's Indian startup. I forget the name of it. Coworker sent me links on it, and they're like, apparently they just
Tesla,
got like a
Faraday.
Saudi, they got like a $15 billion VC.
What was the name of the guy at Volta, named after like Hans Volta or something?
Oh, I actually didn't hear the story on that.
No. You know the term Volt was named after an Italian.
Right.
No,
it was named after like the person who did
It was actually an Italian
defined
person.
voltage.
It wouldn't be Hans. I think it was like Emilio Volta or something. Yeah, maybe you'll name it after that. I just like the fact that they're naming car companies after famous electricians. It's just like favorite.
Electricians or inventors of electricity.
Tesla.
I guess technically they'd be an electrician.
Faraday.
Yeah, like
Volt.
yeah, Volta.
What's gonna be like? It's like the kilo what?
The watts,
The watt.
ohm.
It's the watt omega.
That must be the Indian one. The ohm. Yeah.
Wow, that's
That's
a hell of a
terrible.
thing.
But I'm trying to think of other ones that could possibly be like really good names for car companies.
I mean, oh man, all the important people are kind of taken. I think who was the actual Frenchman that invented the light bulb? I know Edison stole it, but there was a Frenchman that invented the light bulb. What was his name?
I don't know, but
Let's look it up.
Marconi would be another good name.
Oh yeah,
That'd be
that would be a
name for
good
car.
model name.
That'd be a really good model name for a car.
I'd even be okay
Ferrari,
if Tesla took
if
that one.
Ferrari makes an electric supercar, call it the Ferrari Marconi. I will take copyright for that.
You will take royalties.
Yeah, I'll take all the royalties. I can't use my computer.
His
for
name was
anything.
Delarue.
Oh,
Okay.
you already got it.
Delarue.
That's such a fun car name.
I drive a Delarue. Actually, that's not bad.
Alessandro Volta. That's what I was thinking of. I finally got-
Alejandro.
I finally got this to start working again. Yeah.
Oh, pink laptop, it's back.
Yeah, it's working again. Yeah.
I'm just
It'll
watching a
work for all
video of a
13
cat
minutes.
and a
This
semi.
will last all 13 minutes until it crashes again.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so that's concept cars. But let's say so your Mazda 5 or my Fiat E, those cars are going to be or have been superseded by new cars coming to market. What if you had to limit it to something in the same segment as your current vehicle? So like
dude,
a
my
current or
cars-
upcoming minivan.
They don't really exist. They're not making new ones, you know? Like,
Well, I know they're not making Mazda 5 manuals anymore.
no, but I mean, like minivans. Like, there aren't any like upcoming minivans.
Because everyone's dumb and buying crossovers.
Yeah, I
Like,
think.
I can't. I honestly, I was just talking to Ryan about this the other day. I cannot
Yeah.
think of any cars that are coming out that I want to buy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've actually.
Kind of same.
I always premeditate these podcast notes like a lot. I usually look at them like Wednesday,
Okay.
and I was
Which is today.
Yeah, which is today, and then we record on Saturdays. Yeah, and I just could not come up with anything that I was like really interested in.
Even thinking of new cars that are for sale, all that I can think of
Fiat
is like
124. I'm interested
Yeah.
in that.
There's that
Fiats,
Peugeot. What's that
but-
Peugeot? The 507 or whatever, the 705. That
I don't know, we
That
don't get 'em
Peugeot
here.
4-wheel drive electric concept car, the semi-autonomous one.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we talked about it.
I know we did, but like
Yeah,
it's
I
a
can't remember the
Peugeot.
name.
We
Yeah.
don't get it here, so like
Yeah.
my brain's just like, just
Exactly.
shit this information out.
Yeah, so like I mean practical ones, like I really like the Subaru Forester Touring,
Okay.
and that's always been like if I buy a new car like from the dealership, it would be that cuz
Okay.
the Fiat I would just buy a used one,
Of course.
you know. So
Let's
like
just say the Volkswagen XL1.
Is that that diesel 3-cylinder
I-
like
I
super
don't-
aero?
I don't know. I went to Top Gear. I saw the first thing that came up is like new. So
okay.
XL1 was the first thing I saw. So sure.
I think I know
How about
what that
that
one
one?
is.
I don't know. I don't really care about a lot of
For me, it would
these.
just be a Tesla Model 3. Hate to say it. It's kind of boring sounding, but like I would definitely buy one.
I mean a lot of the cars coming out now are
Oh.
boring.
The XL1 actually is not a new car. Sorry.
I think that was it's almost 10 years ago for a concept, but it was really cool.
The Peugeot 508 GT looks kind of cool.
Was the XL1 the car
the
where they made
Zoe.
like a super lightweight aero body car
Yeah,
and they
that
put
one.
the Polo Blue Motion 3-cylinder diesel in it?
Yeah, it made like 250 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yep.
That was super cool. I'm bummed they didn't bring that out. Although it would have been part of Dieselgate. So
It probably really
all
made
would have been
it
buyback.
probably realistically made like 30 miles per gallon and just lied about it.
No, TDIs did really well, but after the software update after Dieselgate, they would do like 35. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, there's not that much that's on the coming out.
I agree. I mean, we kind of talked about this with the sports sedans with the manual
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago, where I talked like the G70 and like the ATS 4-cylinder. I'm like, those are kind of the only cars I would consider that are regular.
Well, and the only cars that I can think of that that are like new to market that I want aren't sold in America. Like
Right.
the Zoe,
Yeah.
like just
There's
they don't-
always a little short range for the stuff you do, though.
Yeah, but I would have to bring a bigger vehicle for that anyway.
Right. But luckily, they rent that kind of stuff. So.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to get back to you if I find something that sounds interesting.
Okay. So modern vehicles all suck.
Yeah, they kind of do.
Interesting.
There's just not anything.
What about,
interesting
okay,
coming out.
I got one for you. Maybe not necessarily something that we're going to buy, but did you guys see the McLaren Speedtail?
Oh.
That one's cool. All right.
That's actually pretty cool.
Actually, come to think of it, that is one I like. You know what that looks like? It looks like one of those old
it looks like
like LM GT road cars.
Yep. And especially like the those aero brake wheel covers or whatever
Oh
going on.
God, I love those. It looks like the wheels on a 787B, the
I
best
know.
race car
Oh
of all
man,
time.
yeah, that picture right there. I'm gonna wait for encoding to catch up. But
That looks so cool.
So I mean, this thing has a lot of technical advancements, but I mean, the thing I like about it is like all the current McLarens, like you were talking about the 570s, thick on the ground in Monterey.
Yeah.
This has some lunacy in it again, which
Yeah.
is really nice. It's got that 3 abreast center driving position.
This is what a McLaren should be. It's just ridiculous.
ridiculously fast. I also love how they made it in like this ridiculous baby blue.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no,
what the hell?
It's 1992 in like the biggest way possible.
I know. I mean, the wheels look like a modern GT3 RS, but everything else looks like it's
Have
straight
you-
out of the early 90s.
Have you looked into the Speedtail on the back of it though?
No.
All right, so this is what's cool. It's got a active aero
Sure.
spoiler,
That makes sense, yeah.
but it's one piece. It doesn't have a joint in it. It's flexible carbon fiber.
That sounds ridiculous. So
And-
it's like the front ailerons on the 458?
Yeah, and from what I understand, I think it actually happens passively at speed.
Yeah, I could believe that.
Yeah, so instead of having like motors,
so the air
and-
pressure pushes it down further and further and further.
Yeah, exactly, and
okay.
so and it creates downforce.
That makes sense.
I think that's super cool because the kind of the whole MO of the
And
supercar,
that's super light too.
yeah, and the whole MO of supercars has been like add complexity, add weight, add power, overcome with everything can be overcome with more power.
I do not think this car will age well.
Well, no, it's a McLaren. It's an age like milk.
Milkshake, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be awful. It's gonna be the most boring car in the world in 10 years.
I mean,
Nobody's gonna care.
the most boring car in the world.
Yeah, it's gonna be any McLaren.
I was watching Clarkson on a talk show in Britain. It was a really recent episode. He's like, "How did you ever develop that pentameter, that pause?" I'm like, "Well, the thick of it was I'm a smoker, so I can't say that many words in a row without a pause. So I just found a good spot to put it in. It's like the most interesting car in the world versus it's the most interesting car in the world." I'm just like, that's pretty good. Also, his teeth are disgusting.
Okay,
Man,
he's-
Clarkson's teeth are
He's
bad.
got an English smile. What were you expecting?
Yeah, I know. But anyway, Speedtail, sorry.
Yeah, no, that Speedtail, I guess I would say, is actually the first McLaren since the 1990s I've been excited about.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a little more F1 in it than it does the modern cars, I guess, but not in style, just as far as like lunacy and crazy technology.
Wait, what? Did you read the story?
I didn't
W
read any of this.
Series, a new women-only race series for F1.
What?
No, I didn't
Oh
read
yeah,
that.
that'll
What
make things
year
better.
is it? What year is this?
Can
Is
we,
it 1965 again?
I thought it was whites only F1.
Jesus.
Like,
Yeah.
can we have segregated? Seriously? Just
All
let
right,
all the
so
people on the same field.
All
Women
new
are
single
just
seater
as good a
race
drivers
series
as
just for
men.
women. Whether it's center women or woke, we're not sure. Let's see here.
That's so patronizing.
Here
I'm
in
offended.
the
Jana's offended everyone.
in the
so it's a
Mad-
bad idea.
in the retro 60s Mad Men style, it is said that F1 is toying with the idea of having a separate section for colored folk and immigrants.
Does it
I
say
made,
that?
No, I made that
Okay,
up.
I'm like,
You said that so convincingly. I was like, oh my god.
But that just goes to show that's how ridiculous this sounds. Like
I
you
know.
don't think that would be
like
that's a
next
real
thing you know, women will have suffrage. You see?
Like sometimes I like to
Ah.
say things like that, like just to point out how ridiculous something is.
We all thought it was legitimate.
yeah, you couldn't tell if I was lying about that because the headline that was a real headline from Top Gear.
That is absolutely bonkers.
It was published. That was published October 10th, 2018, by Stephen Doble on TopGear.com, and it is a women's only race series. It is obviously not really going to be segregated, but no, I mean, like, what year is it right now? Like, how are they?
Apparently 1965.
Who thought? There's nobody in that boardroom that said this is probably a bad idea. Like, are the cars gonna have like a larger steering wheel and less power, and then have like a door so you don't lift your skirt and like flash everybody when you get in?
Like women's lacrosse, just a complete joke.
It's be like there's gonna be no passing allowed.
It's the WNBA.
Oh my goodness, that's so stupid.
That is really dumb. I cannot believe that people are still doing that kind of stuff in this day and age.
Oh my god, screw F1. But yeah, so yeah, the McLaren Speedtail. Back to that.
Yeah. At least it's
You
it's
know
in
what I like about it though?
the wheel covers,
Yes, but more importantly,
the center seating,
no,
the engine,
The most important
passive
thing to me,
aerodynamics.
it doesn't have a ridiculous wing on the rear.
That is kind of nice.
It just tapers off in the rear,
Yeah.
like a car from like the 60s.
That thing reminds me of the XL1 actually. It
Yeah,
looks
it does.
super
It looks
aerodynamic.
just like the SL1. And I think it's super cool. It doesn't have some ginormous wing on the back. And it's like I get that the
Also,
wings do stuff.
What's the port on the door?
Let me
Look
here.
at that photo. I don't know what that is.
That's probably the door handle.
That far up?
Sure.
Are they scissor doors?
Uh,
Also, can we mention the fact that it's got like the old DeLorean Countach SVX style partial windows?
yes, you're right.
This is 2018. It's a concept car, and
I
they still
love
have
this.
1980s window
that-
technology.
I don't understand. Like this is why I actually like this car. Like this is all those weird little.
I know.
Those
It's
weird little
so.
aesthetic touches I've been saying that they should bring back. They actually did it.
I
and
feel like
it's
this
so
car,
cool.
in concept form, started development in McLaren in the 80s, and like people have been picking it up and like modifying it in the last 30 years, and they're finally just making it.
Or you know what? I
What?
like this idea even better. There's a disgruntled McLaren engineer that kept seeing comments on the internet saying, "Bring back cars from the '80s. Bring back this. Bring back that." He goes, "All right, you want that? I'll give you everything you ever wanted. Lack of aero. You have ridiculous windows. You have all this. You have aero discs in the front only." And then people are like, "Yeah, that's actually really cool.
Thank
that's
you.
Exactly what I was asking for. Can we make this a normal car now? Like,
No.
Can I make this like a 89 horsepower like subcompact hatchback? Like I would like that.
The audio package
If
comes
you
with
cover-
a cassette player.
If you cover up the bottom, like beyond the greenhouse, it looks like an XJ220. So I think
That's
this
what I like
actually
about it.
did start production, or sorry, design stages in the early 90s or late
It looks
80s.
just like an XJ220. Yeah, I love that. It's like a Nissan R390 XJ220 got together,
Yeah.
and then like,
And then somebody threw in a 787B front axle.
and
under
they
it.
had like, what was that Jaguar like late 80s, early 90s Le Mans prototype car? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was like equivalent to that, and they had like that guy like videotape, the XJ220 and the R390 road car having a baby, and then this is what came out.
Oh my,
Yeah, it was a weird little like devil's triangle of
that's an incredible
late 1980s, early 90s GT cars to make this fantastic
But
automobile.
the devil's triangle is in a sex position, right?
No, it's not.
I don't know what that is, and I'm proud of that.
But anyway, sorry, I was reading a thing on Jana's screen.
I don't even want to know.
No. Anyway,
We've got like 4 minutes of record time left, so to be safe, we
I
should
may go-
probably
Yeah,
wrap
well-
it up pretty quick.
I'm gonna just tell you real quick why Bosch Plus 4 spark plug sucks.
Oh, yes.
The Bosch Plus 4 spark plug, if you've never seen it, is like Bosch's like in the 80s was like Bosch's best spark plug you could get. And the way they did is you had more spark, and they added more spark by having additional leads on it.
Yeah, bigger,
So
more grounds. Instead of
ins-
one, they
instead
had
of-
4.
Yeah, they had 4. Well, they did 2 and they had 3, and that was fine. The 4.
I know. I remember the good,
but-
better, best graphics they
yeah,
sent
exactly.
off to parts departments.
So what they would do is those were great, and they actually did work better when they were brand new. But the second one of those grounds had any less resistance than all the other ones, it would just go to one single ground.
Yep, and it would wear that one out.
They'd wear that one out, and then we'd go to the next one, and then you eventually
They're super dumb.
you would have really
And
uneven
the spark gap was incredibly huge, so it overdrove factory coils and burnt the crap out of ignition
Yes.
coils.
It was super
It
bad.
was really bad. BMW used these as OEM plugs all the way through the 90s.
Yes, they did.
It's bad.
It is a very
I have
poor design.
removed thousands of these +4 spark plugs on misfiring cars, and I put in a single platinum NGK, all as well.
I remember when people when I was working at AutoZone back in the day, I had people wanting
Oh,
to buy these
no.
all the time, and I'm like, no, it's a bad idea. And they go, no, it's got 4 more leads. I'm like, yeah, but then one lead loses resistance.
Oh,
it
it's
all
the
goes
OE
there.
plug. I'm like, OEs make mistakes.
Yeah, like trust me, like use this in GK. They're like, well, if it doesn't work well, I'm gonna return it. I'm like, okay, go for it. And I had one person return it ever, and that person was returning it to go and like buy the exact same plug again. And it's some like weird fraud scheme. But anyway, nobody ever was mad about that. Anyway, so yes, that's why the Bosch 4 kind of, but doesn't kind of, it just totally sucks.
They are the worst plugs.
Yeah, they are. I mean, if
They're
you
worse
are,
than the E3 plugs.
the only thing a Bosch Plus 4 spark plug is used for is some like weird retro 1980s jewelry. Like,
no, you
if you're
can
trying to
use
make it, if you're trying to make a like a trophy for like a Radwood event, that's what you use that for.
Or
I have some downstairs.
CEC
Yeah,
trophy.
yeah, you can make an MNCC
There you
trophy
go.
best 1980s.
I was just
car.
gonna throw them at windows and shatter them, but okay,
that works
that's
too.
fine.
That works. All right. On that bombshell, Burger's gonna vandalize most of St. Paul with a Bosch
I've got
Plus 4.
so many Bosch 4 pluses I can go vandalize car with.
Yes, yeah, you should. Everybody should cover everything they own in chicken wire to stop it from breaking their windows.
Good luck.
All right. Well, thank you very much for listening to our rambling Halloween special.
Yep, happy Halloween, everyone. Ooh.
Jan, do you have anything special? Does Mothman want to say bye? You have
Yeah,
Mothman.
Mothman.
Have Mothman wave at the camera.
Bye.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Oh God.